And hello and welcome for the third strike in this triple header today for the 2021 Space Cup. But this time we take a turn left and enter the minors. We had Artemis against Dr. Kokosnuss earlier today, and later on we had Realm King against Moonshield. If you want to check out these matches, the recordings are on the Twitch channel. And should you be watching this later on YouTube, then there is a high chance that the recordings are also on YouTube already. We, of course, transform and cut and sometimes redo and fix the streams for the Competitive Empire YouTube channel. So a while after the streams happen, you can find everything on there too. Today, I'm joined with, a little bit unusual, two beautiful persons here. It is the Senate. Welcome, the Senate.
Hello there.
And I have Rock Moto Fan with me.
Welcome.
Right. You guys wanted to commentate this because you are invested into the minors, especially for you, Rock Moto Fan. If we look at the bracket, we see your name there, and you have played against both of these players before. So you will be very useful in giving us a little bit of insight into them. Maybe especially Thrawn, since that is very recent. And if we take a look at the bracket, we will be seeing Thrawn against MrMan here in the Losers Round 5. The winner of that is going to move on into the Losers Round 6, or the match for third, which is the last chance to get into the finals, where Mr. Raisinface is already waiting. Thrawn against MrMan, one of them has to go, one of them will stay and fight Flipper J. So question for both of you. Who's your favorite in this one?
I think my favorite will be Thrawn, but we shouldn't underestimate MrMan because both players have improved really well since the group stages. So as we have seen before, sometimes we could expect the total opposite, but I think we have to watch them and see what happens.
Well, the tournament showed us a little bit about both players and a little bit surprises from both of them. So maybe we'll see them today.
Yeah, I think especially MrMan has done a great journey of improvement over the tournament. Mm-hmm. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, of course.
But not to underestimate Thrawn, right? He has come in stronger into this tournament than MrMan has, I think. But he also improved. The question is, did MrMan overtake him now? Mm-hmm. And there's only one way to find out, right?
I was pretty surprised MrMan won 3-0 against Zach. So that was pretty nice from him.
So one thing for you guys co-commentating, we shouldn't have 5 people in the match. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share... wait, where is it? All right.
Imagine we had Imagine we had 5 people in the match and they would play Boston.
That would be something. All right, you got this Discord stream now, so you can watch it there. And I will be your cameraman.
Good to know.
Oh, damn, I didn't say the line. Minus for the caster. All right, then let's begin the draft, right? Mm-hmm. Are there any preferred maps or hated maps of the players that you guys are aware of?
Probably if it comes to Thrawn, I would say Geo is his strongest map, so one of his strongest.
Mm-hmm. Also Boston, maybe?
Plus, when I played against him, Cursant was a pretty weak map if it comes to him.
Yeah, it's true. I think MrMan's best map might be Endor. He did pretty well on that, so I think we're going to see that. And maybe Polos. Oh, mm-hmm. And Boston gets straight banned.
Ooh.
Also Naboo.
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't want to bear the same as Moonshield did earlier. First picking Naboo. Jokes aside, Bothamine, Naboo, and Dantooine. Okay. I think that makes... I feel like MrMan tries to ban more of the larger maps that he might be preferring. I know that he picked a lot of Endor in the tournament so far, which is a small map, obviously. Right. What do we have in terms of picks? Nothing yet? Anything that you would predict now after you have seen the bans?
I don't think we need to predict anything. There's the Coruscant pick, and actually, it's a pretty big map.
Oh, Coruscant. I
It
think
declines
Thrawn will
everything.
go for Rebels now, but I'm not sure.
It would be pretty
Probably.
good choice. Although Thrawn is pretty Empire-sided player, so
Yeah,
we might have
exactly.
that pick.
Yeah, looks like he's thinking a lot.
Yeah.
That Coruscant pick might actually be genius. Because with Thrawn being mainly an Empire player, it puts him really to a tough decision. Do I play the stronger faction on the map, or do I play my stronger faction?
Oh, and he goes for Rebels,
And
okay.
he goes for Rebels. All right. I remember one Coruscant match where he was Rebels in this tournament. And he didn't do too well, I have to admit.
Wasn't this against Rockman? I think it was.
Indeed, it was that one match. Yeah, it didn't went too well for him. So
Exactly.
I wonder if he trained a bit and got better.
All right, Rock, can you leave the game?
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
read. We have the stream on Discord. Right,
Okay,
the
see?
players are ready. I think we are ready. Let's lead it off. Good luck and have fun. Good luck and have onions, says one of the players, and we are loading in to Coruscant. Let's take a look at the Rebel start. On the dark blue units, we have Thrawn, going for the center and for his base mine, and on the other side, pretty much the same thing for MrMan on the light blue. TIE fighters, a question for you guys. What do you think is the best way to go about the middle? It's so complicated, right?
I think it's actually the best way to only build a missile turret on the outer platforms. And maybe ignore it for a while, or just make sure that the enemy doesn't build a mine. And if I'm playing the Empire, I'm always going for the Pirate, as MrMan does. And also make sure that the bottom left mine doesn't get spilled by your opponent. So that works for both factions.
Oh,
So
look at this.
There's some pretty.
Yeah, I think Thrawn wants MrMan to build that just to pop it then.
Yeah.
But
It
let's
seems
see
like,
if he pays attention.
Okay,
Because he's going for the base mine, yeah.
Yeah, heavy attack on the basement, but the fighters are dogfighting. That's not what you want to do. And no Empire turret in the center at all. So he wants to keep his money, have more money for maybe pirate units. He has the pirate book.
But I don't know if IPV will be a pretty decent strategy here. There's not much that it can protect.
He could attack the basement
Yeah,
because
that's no
he's not
attack from
even going
MrMan.
there. And this is a bit concerning to me because he will lose his own basement.
And he's hard contesting to bottom left. I think he will win that, but on this time, Thrawn will have destroyed his base mine as well, so yeah. Now he's attacking the turret.
He's heavily giving in the middle. I don't think it's a good idea to do so.
Oh, canister.
Yep. But Thrawn doesn't pay attention.
Ah, okay. Now the basement died. And on the other side, only now is MrMan going down there, but he won in the bottom left and can build the mine.
Maybe he has bombers spared and he will snipe that mine. Who knows?
Or maybe he calls in 100 TIE fighters.
Oh boy.
I think a bomber would be the smarter solution on Coruscant. But he's going for the ties.
Yeah, those TIE fighters will be much better, like in the bottom left, protect the mine.
And
Or at the base
I
mine.
think now Thrawn goes for the bottom left to check that. But he will run into those ties. Yeah. And now gets chased.
Oh,
Ooh, that hurts.
Ooh.
Oh, will this work?
it's a bit early, but it still did a lot of damage.
Nice.
Didn't kill all of them, but still good.
Now, this is a problem here. MrMan has control of his basement, but he doesn't have the money to build it.
Yeah, he kind of overspent, and now Thrawn is going for his only mine. But on the same time, his base mine got destroyed as well, and he overspent too. So both players don't have the money to build a mine.
But look at this.
Oh, all right. Yeah, okay. Didn't say
There's
anything.
one going up, so
I think that was the right decision because MrMan has a good presence on the bottom, but has no units in the middle.
Plus, there's a turret covering it up, so I think it's pretty decent to do so.
Yeah, Thrawn trying to go away from the bottom side. A lot of TIE
Ooh.
fighters there, and he spots the enemy base mine going up. So this is very nice timing here for Thrawn, who maybe has some more units to call in there. It's at least one
Yeah.
X-Wing now.
I'll probably send that block of TIE fighters to cover up the basement and build it safely.
Maybe. He's chasing right now. Let's see
But
where
Thrawn
he stops.
has a few AFK units. Okay, now they are moving. And MrMan is the only one on the bottom left again, so he could build that again if he gets the money.
No, he's just sitting there in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's an AFK match. But on the other hand, Thrawn goes for his base mine again. So I think he wants to build it. Yeah, indeed, he did.
Actually, MrMan built this one.
Ooh,
And I think
that's
that's...
ballsy.
Is that in vision? It's close, right?
Yeah, but I don't think so.
I mean, it's pretty decent to do so. There's a lot of TIE fighters to protect it then.
Oh, and Thrawn went for the pirates.
And for his base mine.
Interesting.
I wonder if there are gonna be IPVs there.
Rebel base mine going down. And now it's looking pretty decent for both players. I couldn't tell you. I mean, we have more TIE fighters on the field, but we have a lot of X-Wings too.
Yep.
The Empire mine in the center got up, and I don't actually think that Thrawn saw it.
I think so as well.
Must have been
It's,
just out of
unnoticed.
vision. But he has control over bottom left and is probably going to build that. However,
I'm not so sure about that.
No, it doesn't
No?
seem like this.
okay. I think he
like he-
saw
Now-
the TIE fighters going there with this vision
Now
of his,
he's
of his
spilling
turret.
away. Okay. Don't know if that's the best decision because MrMan can just rebuild the bottom left mine once he got the money. That should be in a few seconds.
Yep. Thrawn finally found the middle mine, though.
Yeah. Okay,
gonna be
MrMan, is he building that? Yeah, indeed.
And going for the base mine.
Oh, that's unfortunate. We had Y-Wings coming in, and they flew right into a missile.
Oh,
And now they are
That's gonna be
circling,
painful.
and
oh, it was a waste of money.
totally,
That could easily
Oh,
change the outcome of the battlefield. Oh god.
there's a lot of extra money for MrMan here.
And I feel like Thrawn is not microing correctly his X-Wings in the middle.
Yeah, he should
Because
probably
they
use
just-
it to...
Oh, he takes. Oh no. I don't know if that's the right decision.
Yeah, those X-Wings could easily wipe that mine in seconds.
And only
mean,
now
now we
will
got
he
the
go
turret,
there. At least Thrawn has the enemy base mine on lockdown, right? That's something.
But the bottom left is untouched.
Yeah, that's a problem. And the spaceman will go down. And MrMan has way more fighters, I guess.
And fighting in the range of the missile
Ooh,
turret.
that hurts. Yeah, that
That's gonna be
hurts.
painful.
We've one unit going over to the bottom left side, but it's still far away.
MrMan just sent in his starting units to his baseman, I think so, to clear that out.
It's a pretty decent move.
Yep. Still pirate fighters there denying it. And it looks like
Yeah.
another time the middle mine isn't seen. MrMan doesn't know that the mine is going up. Unless
you're
Thrawn
losing a lot of
actually...
fighters now.
Maybe Thrawn actually leads him to the mine.
Yeah, that would.
That might be... Yeah, it's in vision now. Oh, that was a big mistake by Thrawn.
I mean, he wanted to get out of the side of the mine, but of the turret,
Yeah.
of the range.
But he led
But,
the TIE fighters directly to his mine.
I don't think he should send those fighters in the middle.
Oh,
Well,
now
but-
MrMan comes to defend.
I'll probably attack bottom left, honestly. If that mine is untouched, MrMan could easily send more fighters in.
Yeah, it looks like this mine is actually going to be defended.
Okay, what about the base? What about the base mine?
Still pirate fighters holding out, but they are getting weaker.
I think MrMan just called in an extra squadron to clear them out. Because they are pretty tanky against only ties.
I mean, the quicker the better, right?
More pirates.
But one squad alone isn't the best decision, I would say.
No, Empire Mine going
It's
up.
more.
There we go, guys.
Uh-huh.
Looks like it's MrMan's favor slowly.
I kind of dislike pirate fighters for the rebels on Coruscant because it's just such a big map that these slow fighters really let you just be stuck where you are.
I guess it all
That's
depends.
true.
It all depends how they are used. I wonder
But
if
on
those
the other hand, they are way cheaper than X-Wings and are faster to produce, so I think it depends for which purpose you want to use them.
Hey, if you want to protect the in the middle, they're pretty good. But
That's a good purpose.
Yeah, but scouting out is not a good idea.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, now we have
Well,
Y-Wings. Oh,
Seems like we have 2 mines against 1.
uh-huh.
No, 2 mines against none.
MrMan destroyed that, right?
Well, Thrawn has no mine, and even his base mine is being locked down by these TIE fighters. He's building the middle mine up, but
That's gonna be painful.
Oh, that might be GG. That's
Change the target.
definitely GG.
There we go.
yeah,
Ouch.
that did he not know that? Maybe the
Probably
turret
didn't.
just got completed. I would have to rewatch that. Maybe the turret actually just got completed so that it didn't fire at the fighters before he built the mine.
Maybe.
Because that's very unusual. Usually the turret should have fired at the X-Wings and then there's no way he builds the mine, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
And now
this is
Thrawn
over.
has to react quickly, but I think, yeah, as you said, this is really over. Because
Yeah, it's
MrMan
hopeless.
already has the money to build another mine, nearly
Well,
2.
there's a double mine upgrades as well. So
Mm-hmm.
Empire is swimming in money.
Yeah. Double mine upgrade gives 40% increased income from asteroid mining facilities. And now he's sitting with his pirate fighters. He can't go anywhere.
Looks like there's some action at the base mine.
But only a single X-Wing, or at least half an X-Wing squadron.
The second one is we have a few bits following it.
Yeah, I think I get what Thrawn wants to do. He wants to deny another mine, but if he doesn't go for the base mine, he can't do anything. And I think MrMan just tagged up right now because he had like over 2k credits.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. This X-Wing is coming from the pirate dock. It was just sitting there the entire game. I feel like if he would have moved that over right at the time when the pirate fighter were dying, then he could have kept that mine down.
Yeah, I think so too. That's right.
But I think the bottom left was still up, so sending more dice will be a problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, now MrMan just rebuilt the middle mine. Since he kept Thrawn in a dogfight over here.
And the other X-Wings are busy at his base mine, so this is pretty over.
But one thing is really interesting, right? Thrawn, we talk about him as the Empire player, quote unquote, right? And what does he do? He just plays Empire.
You mean the rebels?
Yeah, but he plays Empire with the rebels, going for the pirate fighters.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I get the idea that he wanted to deny that from MrMan, but he really should have used X-Wings instead of.
Yeah, Coruscant is more hit and run map.
There's still a canister, but he goes into another direction now.
Oh, and it hurts. He loses a lot of fighters again.
And his left and right turns actually let the TIE fighters catch up. If you evade like that, you want to make very, very subtle, tiny adjustments to your flight path. It's enough to throw the aim off of the TIE fighters, but you don't fall back in the chase.
Watch that. Thrawn space mine. I think, yeah, MrMan has a TIE fighter squadron over there. Yeah, he has.
I wouldn't say it's a full squadron, more like leftovers.
I think there were like 2
Scraps
or
and
3
bits.
half squadrons, or yeah, quarter maybe. But if I was Mr. Man, I would just have waited until Thrawn built that mine, and then move my units over to destroy it.
I think
Because then-
I think he saw it earlier, honestly.
Oh, and now he built that one, and Mr. Man is heading right for that. That's
Yeah,
not
that
good
blob.
for him.
That blob is gonna take a huge punch.
It's not even going up, I would say.
He's
Oh,
not
man.
attacking though, he's just flying past it.
And he's fighting by it. What is he doing?
I mean, he's doing a little bit of damage just with shooting at the pirate fighters and hitting the mine, but
There you go, now he noticed.
there you go. It's double damage, it's fine. But Thrawn is not giving up. He wants to exhaust his opponent, I feel like.
I won't say he's exhausting him. He's more like making him fun and having fun about that tournament.
I don't know if that position for him is really fun right now, but I think he just don't wants to give up.
Oh, he could shoot the canister with his missiles, maybe? GG.
Okay,
Fine,
that's the concession.
All right. Win for the low seed in the map pick game. That's usually a great advantage because he has the faction pick next.
Honestly, I will pick Empire if I have them faction pick, because picking Empire against Thrawn is pretty much a guaranteed win if it comes to the better players.
But you still have to win.
Fair point.
All right, game 2. So Thrawn has the map pick now.
Maybe we will see Geo pick.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say too. I think he could pick Giro or Polis maybe. That's the map he likes too.
Yeah, both are in the pool, I think. Yep, both are in the pool.
And if I remember that MrMan against Thrawn, the first match that they had, he absolutely wrecked MrMan in Polis. So maybe we'll see.
There's Polis.
And
There's Polis.
And there is Empire. I think Thrawn is feeling quite comfortable with Rebels at Polis.
Yeah, he practiced Rebels a lot on Polis.
So that might be a pretty interesting match.
All right. So you think he will look a bit better than last time with the Rebels?
I think so. Because he wasn't this comfortable on Coruscant playing Rebels. He actually just did like 2 or 3 matches against Will before the match, and there he practiced Rebels. So I can tell you that he's definitely better at Polos with Rebels than on Coruscant.
All right. Where's he going though?
Yeah, that was a
That's
sloppy
like...
start.
Oh, now he's turning. Okay, so that wasn't deliberate. I was confused as to, is he going for the turret maybe?
But even if it was a sloppy start, he gets his base mine before MrMan got his up.
I think that's a pretty
Right.
sloppy start for
A
Empire
few
as well.
seconds.
Yeah, and a defense of the base mine here. Interesting.
But
Wow, did he
Thrawn-
know that the bomber was coming? Because that's not that's perfect now with wiping, right?
Ouch.
Yeah, this is not gonna end well.
But at least he gets some double damage.
Oh, he actually gets a lot of double damage. Is this enough? Oh,
Yeah.
so
Whoa.
close. 1 HP
Whoa,
mine.
whoa.
Now, taking a look at the other side. MrMan actually goes for, I'm gonna drop a turret and move on. Nobody in the center.
Thrawn already has built the bottom left, and MrMan built the top left. So now both are going for the center, I would say. Oh, and MrMan's... Oh, that was up for quite a while after it was like a 1 HP mine.
Yep. Bit of a, I don't know, suboptimal micro on the S-foils for the X-Wings. Let the mine live.
Yep.
Not longer than it needed to.
I think they actually circled a bit, but I
think
would have to
Mr.
rewatch that.
I think we don't have any bomber at the bottom left, sadly.
We have some AFK wings in the middle.
Okay, now Thrawn, Thrawn does the same thing he did on Coruscant, which is these big zigzag maneuvers, which actually let you take more damage.
Yeah,
Because
Okay,
you
now we
always let
turn.
the TIE fighters catch up again once you are out of range, kind of. So I'm not really sure
There's-
that this is the way to go. Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
see anything.
the
Oh,
Rebel baseman is a
that
long
would-
time, right?
That will take a while, yeah, definitely. But at the same time, MrMan destroyed the bottom left, and the top left is still unattacked. Because, oh, a missile turret. Laser turret, I'm sorry. Wouldn't build that, maybe. Because if MrMan gets the money, he can just build the missile turret on the other side and get a free kill on that.
Now, this
And
is
we
a bit
see some-
unfortunate.
yeah.
Mhm.
Probably micro those.
I think he didn't pay attention.
He should.
Yeah, definitely. But he rebuilt a spaceman, so that is
No,
what he's
and
doing.
I think he's gonna see it now. He's sending some ties there.
Mhm.
Or I think he's building a turret.
At this point, I think Thrawn should have another mine because his base mine won't live for this long anymore. But MrMan contests the bottom left.
Oh, that's so costly. He's gonna lose all these X-Wings, but he will get the mine down. He finds the base mine now, so that's nice for him.
I wonder
Um,
if he has something to throw there.
Oh, and it's down by now. I think he should maybe.
Oh, there's a middle mine going up.
yeah, for Thrawn.
MrMan goes to defend his basement, but he also builds the bottom left.
That
So
will work
I
out, I
actually
think.
I actually would say that this is looking pretty good for MrMan again. I'm kind of surprised
Yeah, indeed.
because Thrawn can build a space mine, and yeah, MrMan contested the top left for him, built the bottom left too.
And top left.
Wow.
Right, this one too. Oof.
So that's a lot
actually-
of pressure now. I think actually this game is over again.
Yeah, looks like it.
Once he finds the middle mine, it's over definitely.
I'm not so sure. There's a laser turret there. Plus, I think he doesn't have any TIE fighters to throw there.
Yeah, but now MrMan built a turret in the middle, and if he's smart, he just builds a missile turret. Yep, he does.
Yeah, I think it's quite
Can
over.
kill the laser turret later on, of course.
Mhm.
This is interesting. We see actually Thrawn's
Oh.
base mine going up again.
Yeah, kind of a desperate move, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it will go up.
But MrMan is already going for that.
Yeah, it's not gonna live for long. With all the TIE fighters, though.
And he defended his base mine as well.
Mhm.
And MrMan builds a second turret in the
Oh,
middle
wow.
right now.
Laser, missile, and there's the poor mine. We could enter some inappropriate memes right now, but I'm gonna do that. Right, I think that's it, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think so too.
MrMan has complete map control with the missile turret at his base mine, at the enemy base mine. With the turrets in the center, he has the mine at the top, and his TIE fighter blob will clear out the bottom left corner next. Or lock it down for that regard. Yeah, Flipper, I completely agree with that assessment. MrMan has skyrocketed in terms of his capabilities.
I think it actually thrown off, you know? Fighting against such a good opponent. Oh,
Oh no, he's bomber rushing. Will would be
Nice.
proud right now.
Will is proud right now, I can guarantee you. Is it enough though? The bombers are dying at an alarming rate. Some of the shots get blocked. 30, 18, 5 down. There's
But
the
I mean,
supply
that
dock.
doesn't change really much. So the outcome of the game will be the same.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Thrawn is trying his best. He's attacking the base mine again, but yeah, he's just so far behind now.
I mean, once he leaves and wants to attack another mine, MrMan can just rebuild the base mine with one squad and chase his remaining X-Wings with his other squad. So yeah.
And
Just a
now
matter
he's
of
just
time.
sitting here until the TIE fighters arrive. Damn.
And look at Thrawn's baseline. I think he's pretty desperate right now. Last attack.
I think it's over.
Oh man.
No GG? Okay.
No GG yet.
Thrawn wants to savor every moment.
Is he enjoying suffering?
Apparently. Maybe he wants to study his opponent.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure it's a 2-1 situation. Maybe he 2-0 actually.
Yep.
Maybe he wants to get stuff up. Who knows?
Yeah, but the problem is, MrMan has like a double mine upgrade, Tech 2, built Boba, and has still 2 mines up, and the turret on Thrawn's space mine, and 2 turrets in the middle. So
I see Boba Fett dropping the bomb mid hyperspace, and that's the end of these X-Wings.
yeah, now that's the GG.
Ooh, MrMan looking strong here.
Yeah, indeed, I agree.
Do you think we'll see a 3-0?
I mean, Thrawn has faction pick again, so maybe let's not discredit him too much here. He has the faction pick. He can now, MrMan, his best quote-unquote map pick is already gone, right? It's a second map pick. So maybe this is
deal with this time.
And maybe this is just a start for a comeback here.
I feel like Thrawn just wasn't comfortable with Rebels on Coruscant, even if you practice that. And you gotta admit that MrMan just played better on Polis. So yeah, let's see.
Well, comparing that to their other games, that's much of a.
Okay. Now he goes for the Empire again. I think that's the right choice for him right now.
This is interesting now because MrMan has played a lot on Endor as Rebels. So it kinda is his comfort pick too in that regard. He has played and he has won as Rebels on Endor. It's like the first combination that comes to my mind when I think about him in the minors, in the playoffs. So I feel like both have gotten their favorite faction on this map now. So now it's all about decision making, all about skill, all about what strategy do they use to start with. So really hyped for this one. Let's go. Okay, take it away, Rock.
Yeah, I agree with Flipper. He says, I think Thrawn will win the next map and then MrMan the one after that. Because if Thrawn picks the Empire on one of the more mainstream maps, he will probably win. That might be true, but we'll see, since Lany said MrMan has played a lot of Rebels on Andor. So, anyways, I think that will be a good match right now.
Interesting, he goes above the nebula instead of through, which would let Thrawn build the middle if he is cognizant of that. Will he do it? I think he should, actually.
He returns, but he's just not doing that.
Now he's sitting in the middle of nowhere. Now he's going back, but did you see that? He was in vision. So if MrMan actually paid attention, he knows it now. Now at the bottom there's a little dogfight. All right.
I'm not so sure about the. Oh, there's a mine in the middle going up.
Yep.
Yep, that's why he went back there.
And MrMan is actually dogfighting in. Okay, no, he's leaving, but he was dogfighting inside of the range of the turret.
Invisible X-Wings, and he's now going into the nebula because he knows what's up, but this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, he will lose that X-Wings probably. All of them. And now Thrawn seems to go for MrMan's base mine. But he doesn't call in any units to reinforce. So yeah.
At least not yet.
I mean, he managed to get up the middle, but MrMan just builds bottom left as the response.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, a bomber, nice. Sneaky bomber. Hopefully micros. Oh, okay, he does. But MrMan saw that. And look at this on the top left. Thrawn goes for his base mine again when MrMan arrives there. Yeah. But his bottom left mine will go up, I think so.
Yes, indeed. So even if he should lose his basement, which I don't think he does right now.
Looks pretty
I
good
think
for him.
it seems like, oh no, right. You see some interesting moments in the top right.
Okay, now Thrawn can rebuild his basement, but MrMan has the money upgrade, the first. So that gives him a little advantage. And
there's gonna
now
be-
Thrawn is checking the bottom left.
Finally,
So
he
he will-
hasn't been there in quite some time. Oh, Mr. Man, let's see if he tries to micro the fighters to stay on the right side here.
I don't think so. Oh, he
Yep.
does.
Oh,
Very nice.
what a surprise.
Trying to keep
It
them
was a
alive.
bit late, but that worked, yeah.
Generally, I think his micro with the rebel units has been pretty okay. Not like top level, obviously, but compared to what we've seen in many other matches in the minors, really good.
Yeah, I agree.
I like the bomber. That's the quickest way to get the mine down. On the other side, I think Mr. Man is thinking about building the top right mine, though.
Maybe he's taking up. Look at these credits.
2-7. 2 mines, upgrade, yep. Oh, I think he's teched up just now. He lost 2,000 credits in one fell swoop.
And there is another mine going up.
Indeed it is.
I think MrMan is going for the base mine again.
Yep.
Yeah, and I actually think if he gets that, that's GG.
On both
So-
of it.
If Mr. Man doesn't spend any money with his one mine and the other mine going up in like 40 seconds, he should end up with like 3,000 something credits when he is teched up, but he built more, I think. He lost credits again, so I'm not sure what he did there. Maybe he got the next tech upgrade.
Yeah, it's true. And now Thrawn goes for the mine, but Mr. Man is defending it.
And is trying to defend his base mine too, but it's a lot of firepower now for Mr. Man.
Yeah, this will go down, definitely. Yeah, I think that's over.
From the looks of it. And leaving the mine alone. I wonder. Oh, we see. Could you look at the base mine though?
Down here, it's just a TIE fighter. But the mine is almost down, so maybe the TIE fighter is almost enough here. That's costly. Going through the turret instead of going around to check the mine is
Yeah, you
really
could just-
losing him a lot of X-Wings.
He could just have used the starting units to scout that.
Oh yeah. That 1 HP mine down here, that must be frustrating for Thrawn.
Yeah, that hurts.
I think he's gonna end it now.
Oh, that will die.
That's gonna be
If
painful.
if Mr. Man flies through, that will die. But he decides to dogfight. Yeah.
I think Mr. Man just
Doesn't
bought the shields upgrade for the X-Wings.
Oh,
Oh, look at that. Okay,
That
this
mine
will
gonna-
die. Yeah,
yeah.
Wow.
that's
So-
GG right now.
Actually, it looks like he didn't even tech. It looks like he just bought a bunch of X-Wings all at the same time.
Maybe he stopped the upgrade when he saw that he needs more fighters or more map presence.
Possible. It certainly is working out for him because that amount of X-Wings now can maybe even take out the turret in the center if he's, yeah,
I actually think he
ballsy.
could
What's that in
protect
the center?
base.
More X-Wings. Wow.
Oh, he's
The
moving.
X-wings on the X-wings on the bottom left could also take out the supply dock, I feel like.
Let me see. 1, 2, yeah, definitely. That's enough for the supplies. For the supplies attack.
And another bomber dies over there.
Well, shot but got intercepted, no damage done. And the 2 TIE fighters, I don't think will be enough with the X-Wings slowly picking them off. Center mine going up.
I would
Oh, and
do
if
that.
Mr. Man now sees the TIE fighters coming out, what?
Yeah, but he runs away from the TIE fighter.
Uh-huh.
Not really sure what that is
Maybe-
about.
Maybe he tries to protect his base mine with
Let's
the
spot him though.
X-wings.
All right, Rock, question for you. What do you think does Thrawn need to do to come back into this game? Because he's certainly behind now.
Yeah, well, from the rules of it, I would probably hard defend the baseman. There's not much he can do around the map. His forces win would be a suicide.
He got the middle mine up, so he has income once again, finally.
But MrMan is checking that one right now.
Yeah.
I'll probably hold the middle mine. There's a middle ladder, and you'll lose a lot of X-wings.
It's really
Plus,
frustrating that he never went back for this mine.
Bomb
Though.
is-
One TIE fighter would have been enough.
Bomb is in the middle.
Bombers in
Oh.
the center. Yeah.
that's the quick one.
Oh, yeah, that's down. And one more approach. But he doesn't micro them.
And they
Good
will die.
Yep. Maybe this one's... Oh, no, never mind. But at least
Yeah.
he gets some shots off. Yeah, and destroys the mine right now. And I feel like that's it.
Oh, do you think MrMan is just going to build his base mine with the X-Wings just chilling over there? Yep, he does. Now the question is MrMan aware of that? And he moves one X-Wing to scout. Really nice.
Wow.
Really nice. And he finds it and moves everything. Nice, well played. I did expect many things. I didn't expect a 3-0. And
Yeah.
it looks like we are heading to
Me
one.
neither.
Wow.
MrMan switch places with someone.
Maybe. No, he is still MrMan. I can still see his signature handwriting here. He just refined his gameplay. He just got better. It's basically that. His micro got a little bit better. His strategies are a little bit quicker, crisper. I feel like his multitasking got a little bit better. It's still not perfect. Like, he couldn't build the top mine while he was microing in the middle. It just wasn't physically possible for him. Things like these you can still see. But overall, his gameplay just got much, much better. And I think in this form, he is... Yeah. He's really dangerous for Flipper Jane, for Mr. Raisinface, the two other players that are still waiting. In the lower bracket, match for third, and then in the grand finals.
That's such an improvement from the one that was alone, weak at the group stage. He became quite strong and dangerous.
Yeah, now he goes for the station.
That's a play that will die.
I'm coming in. Oh, down here, okay.
I think he's already over.
Yeah. And Thrawn desperately tries to defend his base with the two ties.
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
pretty
put-
sure
I
he
would
knows
put-
that he's lost, and he's just, leaning back and enjoying the last moments that he has in the tournament, because this is an elimination. And now you can maybe talk to us. How does it feel if you try so hard and you still lose and are out of the tournament? How's that moment?
Well, honestly, I can feel the pain I can feel the pain that Thrawn will get, but seeing how much he got in the tournament from the beginning, that's quite well. As the first game, as the first round of the tournament, first try, that's pretty good.
I think so too. He can be proud of his performance, really. Made it far in his first EW tournament. Impressed many with his gameplay. He even implemented the Thrawn maneuver, if you remember. Using your acclimator sideways so that the other side doesn't overheat.
Ah, yes.
Right, 3-0 victory. Now, people's predictions might have been off now, but MrMan really showed up today. Let's get him in here for a little interview. All right, guys, GG.
Very bad, GG.
Damn. Yeah, the result doesn't look pretty, obviously. Yeah, how do you feel, Thrawn, after the series?
Completely devastated, and I will never willingly pick Rebels ever again.
Oh no.
Yes, that was the mistake that cost me this
But
this match.
at least you tried, right? At some point, you will have to get over your, I don't know, Rebels weakness. I think you did better with Rebels than ever before in the tournament. It was just that MrMan did another big step forward, I feel like, in terms of his gameplay and in terms of how prepared he looked on the maps. So, first off, big congratulations, MrMan, for that win.
Thank you.
I think nobody would have, even though some people might have seen you as the favorite, nobody would have expected a 3-0 victory. So that is already looking great for
Yeah,
the
not
future
even
matches,
me.
right? Not even you were expecting that. And while I don't think that 3-0 necessarily paints the picture correctly in terms of that wasn't like a
Skill level.
yeah, I think Thrawn had many things that worked for him. It was just that on all the maps, it kind of went backwards for him in terms of like speed and execution, but it was always just tiny things accumulating over time and never these huge game losing big mistakes. Yeah, let's talk about it. You, MrMan, I think for both of you, Geonosis is pretty much one of the maps that you really liked, but it didn't appear. So why did nobody pick Geonosis?
It was either, since I had first map pick, it was either Geonosis or Coruscant. And I haven't really done any training on either of them. But I knew Coruscant more, so I decided to go for Coruscant.
All right, the familiarity. How did you react to that Coruscant pick, Thrawn? I don't think you would have expected it, right?
Yeah, I did not expect that at all. I expected some other maps like Geo or Endor at the beginning.
Mhm.
And I wanted, and Coruscant actually was my like first pick once I got in the order. So I would have picked that instead of what did I pick? Polis.
Okay.
But when MrMan picked that one up, I was like, okay, if you do the start well, then the Rebels are a good faction on Coruscant. So I decided to try my luck and I picked Rebels. And it did not exactly went as I expected.
Yeah, but I think the start was pretty okay. For a long time, it looked very open. What do you think went wrong there?
I think what absolutely went wrong was the fact that I did not expect MrMan to build so many turrets in the center, and I did not see the laser turrets. So I had control over the middle, and his fighters were gone, and I wanted to build the mine, but I did not see there was a laser turret next to it. So that destroyed the mine, cost me all my money, and basically gave him the advantage. I think this was the most turning point in the game.
I didn't fully see it in the game, but it might have been really, really unlucky because what I think happened is that the turret got completed pretty much at the same moment that you clicked to build your mine. So that the turret didn't shoot at your X-Wings, because you would see the turret if it shoots at your X-Wings, but immediately started firing at the mine.
Yeah, that is what happened.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. The timing on that. How unlikely is that?
Yeah. It seems I'm a very unlucky person.
Yeah, the turret completed.
You can put it off on luck. You just lost because of luck.
I don't think that would be fair. I lost because I picked Rebels.
Yeah, as soon as I saw his Rebel pick, I'm like, oh, there goes his strength. And I'm much more comfortable as Empire on Coruscant because that's what I've played. And like I picked Coruscant specifically to play Rebels, and then he gave me Empire. I'm like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that worked in my advantage.
Yeah. Polus. I feel like on Polus 2, the starts of both players were pretty okay. But for me, it looked like the X-Wing micro was a bit off at some points, Thrawn. Did you feel the nerves there?
Yeah, it was too many locations at once, and I didn't expect MrMan to defend the base mine at the beginning.
Oh yeah, that was so unlucky again with the Y-Wing, right? You go for the Y-Wing and then he
exactly.
defends.
Yeah, exactly. The Y-Wing was like super aggressive attack, because if it unloads its torpedoes, the mine is basically dead during the build-up.
Mhm.
But even though that attack eventually succeeded, it already cost me too much time, and I started losing on other parts of the map, and eventually those TIE fighters overpowered me.
Yeah.
What's even worse about that it was a late build. I was kind of slow at the beginning. I completely forgot to build my mine because I was focusing on getting to his base mine turret to build it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Now it really on Polos there wasn't really any big thing that really happened. It was just that at the start, like you said, Thrawn, it was kind of slower than you wanted, lost a bit more units than you wanted. And then it just snowballed from there. The amount of TIE fighters got more, the amount of enemy mines to kill got more. Attacking the nebula was hard because there were so many TIE fighters and so on. It was like threading through a swamp. It just doesn't go forward.
Yeah, after the failed start, I was just thinking like I should have picked Coruscant again because I had the option, and see perhaps I could have done better there. But
Yeah,
it was too late.
I had like just finished watching Thrawn's versus Flipper's match, and I
Mhm.
saw that he picked Polis, or Polis was picked, and I saw Flipper had built the base mine or the base turret with the missile turret, and Thrawn didn't notice like at all. I'm not sure if he noticed until like the very end. So I was counting on that he wouldn't notice again,
Mhm.
and he didn't.
And then the
Well, it
mine got
isn't
up,
like
and yeah.
Mhm.
This was a match of counters than skill.
So you would say you have studied your opponent enough to where you could actually counter what he was doing.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's part of the game. It's a strategy game and not a tactics game, right? And
Yeah,
being prepared is a big part of that.
I was very scared for this game. I've lost him twice before. I was not letting it happen again.
All right. Now, going to the third game, Endor, it felt like pretty much what I said about Geonosis, that you both got what you liked. We had Thrawn on Empire, and I think, MrMan, you like Rebels a lot on that map.
I do like Rebels a lot on that map.
So basically, everyone got what he wanted, and then from MrMan, I think your start was really, really good. Your attack on the enemy base mine. There are players in the majors who look worse like that. So that was pretty nice. And yeah, what do you think, MrMan, went right on that map? What made you win this one?
Um, every time he tried to go somewhere, especially bottom right, I had vision, and he never he spawned a couple TIE bombers, I think. It was so close to dying, but I was able to hold on to that mine. And then after I killed the top left mine, I went down into the middle because I had a lot of fighters. And even though there was a turret there, I was able to eventually take that out. And with bottom left secured, it was looking pretty good. I was surprised that I secured bottom left. I would have thought that he would contested it more.
Yeah, so Rock, Zanet, maybe your questions for the players. Maybe you have something that you are interested in.
I would actually ask one thing to Thrawn. Could I ask why you didn't go for the base mine? I mean, it took you so long to even approach it.
On Endor, you mean?
Yes, on Endor.
Well, I think I went there, but not right at the beginning, because when I saw that massive X-Wing force on top, I wanted to delay them at least a bit so I have one working mine. So after the X-Wings destroyed my base mine, I built the center, and the center fighter went for the enemy base mine. But there was such a bad situation because I managed to overfly the turret. That was nice. it didn't hit me, and then I pulled in the bomber, but MrMan had like so many X-Wings, I did not get where he got that, and then I realized that he didn't build the turret, he didn't build his second mine, so that's at least extra 1,600, and all of that went into X-Wings.
Yeah,
I
when
guess.
when you started going down bottom right, I had vision on that, and I just barely got to saw your TIE fighters. So I'm like, all right, that's where I need to focus. And I usually never build my top right mine because, like, if they want to build it, my base can hit it. So it's like just losing money for the enemy, and that's what I like. I surprisingly built the top right mine later on, though.
It was quite
Yeah, I saw that.
unexpected.
Yeah, relief. I can hear it from MrMan. So congratulations again for moving on in the minors. You're one of only 3 people remaining. So let's take a look at the brackets
Oh no.
here. Here we go. Scroll over. We have Thrawn out. Wait, let's do the results in before we look at that. MrMan in a 3-0 victory. Submit. Perfect. All right. Thrawn, with you being out there, I think you are 4th place in the tournament. And I think you can be proud of that. I know that you won't be happy now because you wanted to win, but I think bottom line, you can be pretty content with entering your first tournament and then getting 4th place. I think that's pretty respectable.
It's nice, but it could have been better, I would say.
True. That's how 4th place feels, right? And then, MrMan, you will guaranteed be winning some of the prize money because top 3 receives a share of that.
Oh shit! Even though I'm in the whatever it's called, the losers bracket.
Loser of the next match between Flipper J and you is going to be 3rd place, and then the finals will determine the winner and the 2nd place.
Oh shit!
So there's no way you can place less than 3rd now with that win. You will be playing Flipper J. I know that you guys have been preparing together, Raisin, Flipper, and you. And maybe that's just how... I mean, it seems like they have taught you a lot about this game because they have been playing really well right from the start of the playoffs. And you've been catching up a lot over the course of the tournament. And I feel like today you looked really, really strong. And I see you as an honest contender to, well, win against Flipper, win against Raisin afterwards, maybe. I know you can do it. Only time will tell if it actually happens.
Yeah, Flipper, maybe. Raisin, no. I'm not winning against him. I can't. He's too powerful.
Don't worry. Don't think that way. If you will think that way, you will already lose before.
I fight him all the time.
That might actually be
an
advantage because you know what he does and so on. You can really prepare for that.
I agree.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in with this triple cast here. Thank you, Rock, and thank you, Senate. Thanks a lot for co-commentating this one with me.
Yeah, it was fun.
Pleasure.
And for you guys, that was the last match today, at least the last one scheduled. I know that tomorrow we will have another one, at least one that is confirmed, that is, and it will be, let me just look it up. All right, it will be on noon Eastern time or at 6 p.m. Central European time. And we will see Artemis against Carson in the lower bracket of the majors. So that's going to be one exciting match. I feel like these have looked pretty similar in terms of skill in the tournament so far. Maybe Carson a little bit more creative on the strategic front, and maybe Artemis a bit more standard, but still successful. They meet now in the lower bracket, and we will broadcast that tomorrow. And with that, and without further ado, let's wrap this up here. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If you watch this later on YouTube, big shout out to you, and see you in the next one.